was very happy that the state said loud and clear that we're not accepting anonymous complaints anymore for code enforcement. Because what we've learned was that if a neighbor had a problem with their neighbor or somebody up the street, they would put in all these anonymous complaints, and then our city would respond and attack the individual or household like they were guilty, and it was just an anonymous complaint. So I'm glad that our government has changed that throughout the state of Florida. What I see us doing basically the same thing. We get an anonymous complaint and we're reacting to it without anyone having any concern or putting their name on this. As a councilman, I will tell the citizens watching, I get noise every day. What I mean noise is, I get people calling me or emailing me or telling me of what they think, or, this person's doing this, or this person's doing that, or the city staff is doing this, or the city staff is doing that. And I've had to learn to take it all with a grain of salt, because usually 95% of it is just not accurate information. But I did learn that when somebody comes forward to me with factual information and is willing to put their name on it, then I say, you know what, then I'm going to work with you and find out if this is correct. What I don't want to happen here is whoever wrote this letter to try to stir the pot is watching right now, I'm sure. What I don't want to see us is respond, and then next month, there's going to be something else. There's going to be another letter, or another threat. And we get on this train of how code enforcement statewide used to work years ago, where we spend taxpayers' money to respond to every single accusation that comes through. I just don't have respect for it without a name on it. It's no different than how do you expect the police department to enforce the law when there's not a person that's willing to put their name down that they were violating. It's the same thing. So I do respect everything that all my council members said, because I know we want to do what's right. I'm just worried that jumping to every anonymous complaint, and I think even our new council members know. We get the noise all day long, every day. We get stories thrown at us constantly, and it's sad because you don't know what to believe. But like I said, I've learned to, I only move forward with facts, and when people are willing to put their name on it. If they're willing to put their name on it and they have facts, then I'm going to work with them and do my job. But I think reacting to an anonymous complaint, it's all been anonymous. It's anonymous that supposedly was at the governor's office, but the governor's office didn't respond. So to me, it's just all, it's all make-believe, and somebody's just trying to create havoc for us. Thank you.
Councilmember Patterson.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a difficult discussion. I support the investigation, not because of the anonymous letter, but because we do have evidence with a name attached. And that is the council member saying to the newspaper that they live part-time in their district. And that is not allowable under our charter, and that's concerning to me. So to me, disregard the anonymous complaint and just, that is all I need to warrant an investigation. So that's where I stand. Thank you.
Councilmember Stein.
Thank you. I just wanted to comment on Councilmember Long's word of precedent. The accusations, even though they were nameless, came public. The response was extremely public, and now the public is wanting to see what we're going to do about it. And I agree with Councilmember Costin that the charter does not say you can live in your district part-time, and that it is supposed to be that you reside there. what was required to run the position. So I would be in favor of at least an investigation to establish the facts.
Councilmember Wood.
Yeah, I was gonna basically say the same thing. When looking in, on Councilmember Cummings' response, she stated in her letter back to the mayor, I am currently a part-time resident in District 4. And I certainly would want a part-time council member representing me, so I think we owe it to the people in District 4 to have that investigation. Because it is clear in the charter that you have to be a resident of your district. That's one of the only things. It's not like on the state level where you can move into your district after you're elected. Some of our state officials have the ability to do that, but that's not the way it's written in our charter. So I would be for, I guess, a fact-finding mission. And go to council member said, to make sure that we have all the correct information before we make a decision such as this. But as far as fulfill our residency requirements by March 22nd, I believe they should have been fulfilled at the time of filing for office. So that's my opinion. Thank you.
Councilmember Hall.
Yeah, thank you. Just real quick on the precedence thing, that was maybe misunderstood or I didn't explain it correctly, but I wasn't saying that to dispute any of the supposed allegations that were here. I was just saying I want to make sure that it's clear, which has since been done, as why it is that certain members feel that we need to have an investigation so that we can go back for that precedence in the future and say this is actually why we took that action, rather than just saying we received a letter and we decided to have this investigation. That was the only point I was trying to make. I will say, with regards to a couple of the things that were brought forth as to why you do feel we need to have an investigation, I don't have an issue with any of those in particular, is those things aren't really conducive to what it is that we're expecting to have an investigation about. As far as what I've heard so far, it's you say you're part-time and you're not allowed to be part-time. Well, if that's the case, she's already said that. So what are we expecting to come out of this investigation? It sounds like if you guys have made that determination, why do we need to have an investigator? So the discussion that should be having instead is whether that is the threshold or not. Do I make that clear? I mean, if we're talking about, she says that she doesn't live there part-time, and I think we need to have an investigation because I don't think that part-time constitutes residency in the charter. That's a legal issue. That's outside of what we're really saying is a fact-finding mission. I mean, if those are the only facts we're moving on, which is fine. I don't know that it would be prudent to pay an investigator to go on a fact-finding mission when, if there's members of this council that say, this is where I'm resting my decision, that's a policy issue that we, I think, could have without the need for an investigation. I just want to make sure that we're not wasting resources if at the end of all this, we've already said where our positions lie. That's just where I would go with it. Thank you.
Councilmember Reed.
Yeah, I don't know that it's necessarily about where our positions lie. I think we're making that pretty clear tonight. And as a person who's dealt with anonymous sources most of his life, you have to take each case and determine the relevancy of it, which means that if you do get information that's provided by an anonymous source, you continue the investigation to determine whether or not it's credible enough, and you find on the record sources, you find people that will provide the factual information. So, and you don't react to every single anonymous source that you get. You basically have an understanding of what may appear to be credible and what may not appear to be credible. You take that information and you do your investigation from that. So, based on that, I'm in favor of, and you know, the main theme here is getting to the truth, understanding the facts, understanding where we're at. And the only way that's going to be determined is through the third-party investigation.
Yeah, for me, I mean, when you look at the accusation that was made in the anonymous letter, you know, there's two things for me that at least rise to a level that we should maybe take a look at this. One being, was Councilmember Cummings able to qualify? Did she actually qualify for the position? And then the second thing was, and she almost admitted herself that she has a part-time residence in her district now. When I take a look at this, you know, was she qualified to run to begin with? And secondly, what is the reasoning for the part-time residency? You know, the hurricane, was the, response. Where was that house, during the hurricane? Was it in District 4? If so, where was that? You know, so there could be some mitigating facts that we may not know. And so I think it's important to do the investigation. I know if I was her, I would want to get this resolved as quick as possible. I wouldn't want this hanging over my head. And we don't know where those facts are going to take us. They could substantiate what the accusations, or there could be, because, you know, if you look at the anonymous letter, there are 8 items that are listed. Various addresses, individuals' names, possible leases, things of that sort. It's only 8 things. Well, we may come to find there's other items that are even articulated in this letter that will maybe change our mind or go in a different direction. So that's why, you know, I'll support doing a third-party investigation, bring all the facts. Like I said before, in my opinion, she's innocent until otherwise proven differently. And the facts will present themselves. And once we see what those facts are, again, there's only 8 items listed on this paper, I would be fairly confident to say that there are going to be more items that are going to be identified as a result of this investigation. Could be for or against, we don't know. And, you know, there's always 2 sides to a story. And I think as a council, we have to make sure that we have public trust. So I think we have an obligation to hear those sides of the story, not just one side of the story. And the best way of doing that is the fact-finding investigation that we spoke about. Councilmember Shaw?
How can staff or the legal department be able to answer this question? What would this cost, this third-party investigation? Do you have an idea for this? Just to get an idea.
I know he gets $100 an hour. When I spoke to him, I suggested that he charge him his pencil for me. I left the office to come here before I actually got to see his final engagement. I would anticipate it still at 300, but it would be wonderful if it was more than that. I don't see this as being too expensive, because I don't see there being too many players involved in regard to being interviewed and things of that nature. I do see some need to research the issue, and I'm not trying to say anything one way or the other about this, but you've all heard me say this before: to change the fact, to change the answer. And it's very easy to say, this is a part-time residence, that's not a part-time residence. But if I change a fact in that, then it may not be as clear. Because what I say in terms of part-time residence is not necessarily what you mean. For example, if my house is damaged during the hurricane and I move out to an Airbnb, I can tell you, as far as I was concerned, I still lived in my house. My mail was still there, my private places was still there. It had no walls, and let's not go into what it didn't have. It still doesn't have a lot. But to me, I've always lived there, but physically spending the night under the sort of roof that's there is only something that I've done recently. I was out of that place in 3 different Airbnbs because of that somehow. So to me, I don't know that that's the same thing as somebody saying, oh, I decided to move across town for whatever reason. I don't know what it might be, but therefore I wasn't back at my house for, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, whatever. As I said, there could be a lot of factors involved, and I don't think you all have, right now, all of the facts that you need in order to evaluate some of these things. I know that you may disagree, I'm just saying that, from what I've seen, I don't think you have the facts to,
So
really evaluate that.
we're looking at like $1,500 possibly to put this in.
Do I think it's gonna come in at $1,500? No, I think it'll be higher than that, because at $300 an hour, $1,500 is,
Well,
lunch to the end of the day, basically.
I don't see our,
Which is not to say it's an unreasonable cost.
I don't see our council member holding back any information. I mean, she offered information already, so I don't think it's gonna be a long investigation. I think it'll be very fast. I'll go along with whatever the council wants to do. Do you feel that do you think that would be something that you and your staff could look at quickly and give an opinion before we hire somebody, just to see if we really should go out there or not, or?
I think you would be better off to hire an independent person,
Okay.
because we serve you all the time.
So,
And we serve all of you.
sure.
And if we start issuing opinions and things like that that are contrary to what one or more of you believes, and I don't mean in regard to the city business, but I mean where some of you might start feeling, well, I sort of have a resentment to the office because they came down in favor of this, and I don't see how they could have done that. And so for the same reason that the police department is concerned about participating, we're concerned that we would have a conflict as well. So, for one thing, I mean, if anybody ever came to my office and said, does the charter allow part-time residents? Well, again, it depends on what you mean by that. It doesn't, I can tell you it doesn't say part-time residents, but it doesn't talk about, what might be exceptions, what might happen if you're in an Airbnb, or if you're taking care of an elderly relative who lives in another district. Can you go take care of mom every night for a number of months because mom needs your care? And then somebody would say, well, we haven't been there now in 6 months, so we don't live in your district. I'm just giving you these examples. I'm not trying to. But again, there are kinds of examples that you can change one of those and make them to, but I don't want you to work on maybes. I want you to work on what is. I want you to have the facts, not speculate on what the facts may be. What I've been doing tonight with you is speculating. Oh, I am. What is that doing here? But other than that, did I go take care of mom? Well, I think I'm speculating on that. Well, what if it isn't mom? What if it's one of my kids?
Okay, well, thank you for your information. I'm not for it. Thank you.
Councilmember Hayes?
I would like to make the motion that we move forward with a third-party investigation into Ms. Councilmember Cummings' residency.
Second.
And any question that I have, Councilmember Hayes, one of the allegations is there, and there as well as the qualifying. Is that part of the investigation?
Yes, that's why I used the word residency, so I think that would fall under that
Councilmember
qualification.
Stein?
Well, we have a motion in a second, so to make it part of the discussion. I just want to be clear that residency today, that may be true because of the hurricane, in my opinion, is not something that needs to be investigated. So as Councilman Shepherd, has spoken with staff about what could this cost, I truly believe the focus of what facts we need is what was true when Councilmember Cummings applied to run for office. Because that is the question. Certainly, in in light of a hurricane, if someone needed to be displaced to repair their home and they had to live someplace else so they moved back in, that would be a totally different story than where we sit today. Where we sit today is, were the residency requirements met to run for that seat? And the facts that surround that are all that are important to me to be corroborated.
Well, I think it's all inclusive. I think it starts at the beginning, and I think it continues. I don't think you can leave any part of it out. You are to live in your district when you qualify, and when you run, you live in your district. So I use the word residency, it's all inclusive from the beginning to now.
And I'm sure at some point, all of us will have,
You need to be in your district the whole time. It doesn't stop the day after you qualify or the day after you're elected.
continuous. And I think we'll all take a look at this investigation. There'll be different points that we personally might be looking towards one or another. But, we'll have that opportunity once that report is presented. And then, I'll bring it back for another discussion. Once we know all the facts, we'll know the direction that we're going from there. Any other, Councilmember Hall?
Yeah, another procedural point, I guess, for the city attorney. At the end of all this, if there was a position that it became indisputable that there was an issue with qualifications, does this council have the power to remove a city council member per the charter?
According to the charter, you do. I have heard a couple of divided opinions about that, about whether it may have been completely preempted to the governor or not, but there is really no definitive answer to that question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a good question that we'll have to ask if we get to that. And, let's see what direction we go first. All right, any other discussion? If not, we have a motion and a second on the floor. City Clerk, please call the roll.
Long,
Aye.
Shepherd,
No.
Steinke,
Aye.
Welch,
Aye.
Costa, Cummings,
No.
Gunter,
Aye.
Hayden.
Aye.
That's 6 ayes, 2 nays, motion carried.
Okay, I think we're going to take a 10-minute break before we move on to the agenda. Be back at 7:20.
Your camera's not on.
What?
Your camera's not on.
No, it's not.
I know.
Oh, I see that.
I was just wondering, you're walking around.
What is wrong with you? Why you have to get you were being hostile, right? I mean, you're oppositional to me. You know what I'm talking about? Because it's bad. It's not right. Dude, I was trying to figure it out. I was thinking I was gonna do.
Your breath's slowed back away.
So who are you? Who is this guy?
He's harassing me.
You can stand on the public holding the camera, sir.
Who is that guy? That guy's a mess, man. So that's that thing, right?
I have no idea.
He's with Oh man, then you got this guy. So who are you with? Who are you with?
Okay, he's been through the.
Remember the personal space. Remember the personal space. Hey guys, let's go. No, you guys are fine. You know, let's go.
And you are stupid.
Don't pay him any mind, guys.
Oh, no.
Yeah, this guy's like, yeah, you really are stupid, you know? I was on her side. I was trying to get a video. And then you do this, man. What is it? What happened? Why you gotta be like that, man? I've been sitting there thinking about this. Those laws aren't right. You know that, right?
Hold on to the rail.
The whole thing. And then you do that. What is that all about? Why do you have to do that? Man, that was gonna be my whole video, maybe. So what is it? Who are you?
Superman.
Yeah, you're stupid, man. What is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with that guy? I'm sitting there thinking, like, why does he have to do that? Why does he have to be like, you're really stupid, you know?
Everybody's got their own opinion. It's okay.
Well, yeah, some people are right, some people are wrong, or maybe two people are wrong.
I know.
That guy's full of shit. Man, I'm sitting there thinking, like, you heard me talking about the laws before, and he's going to do that. So what is that? Like, yeah.
Some people just don't want to be bothered, you know.
No, he came up and did me. He came up and did, you were in there, right?
I was.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like he did anything wrong, but then he has, you know, that thing. So I'm asking him, inquiring, is there any opposition? With me? No, he was doing it. He was doing a thing. He's doing a picture thing. And then, no, I'm not taking offense. I'm saying he is signaling an opposition, and I'm inquiring into it, but he's disingenuous. He's not going to say it, even though he's perfectly signaling as far as I can tell. So I'm kind of pushing that, inquiring, and then there's nothing. And he's got all these opinions, all this stuff. And how else are we going to find anything else? I'm like Feldman or what? Like, I'm Black Lives Matter and the whole thing. You know, I'm done with these people anyway, but, you know, it's going to be, you know, Miss Congresswoman Cummings, like, having a run-in with a governor over the Jim Crow laws or something, you know?
Great.
And then you got to have this guy, like, what an idiot, man. What, do you have no politics or something, right? You know, then he's got to run away and hide, you know?
No one's hiding.
Man. Well, he just did hide. He thinks he's got it all. He's going to, like, go talk to cops, all this stuff.
Conversation with a guy with a phone. That's all.
Yeah, no, it isn't. He came up and started filming me. He took a picture of me and did a thing. And it's not about that. He needs to have his little thing, his little power thing, and his little stupid stuff, man. Up in Boston, it all, like, it's all sealed up now. I used to sit there with meetings with the NAACP. You see, I'll sit there. That's what I'm frustrated about. I do 30 hours a week of meetings. I don't care, man. You know, I don't like to get a meeting messed up. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, you see how it is, right? It's because that stuff gets crushed. They're stealing our country. These people are robbing our country, man. You know the NAACP? You don't even have real NAACP here.
I don't know what that stands for. What's it stand for?
National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. You know the guy he's corrupt over in Fort Myers. I don't believe it. What's my bag in there?
Folks, am I going to hold the door?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
Oh, man. So that's what that is. How long have you been here?
Well, just as long as you have.
Okay, Carl, just a few months?
Oh, you moved here
6 months ago.
Well, welcome to Cape Coral.
So is it the red tide, right? It's in the
I don't
air.
have a boat.
No, it's in the air, right?
No, it's in the water and in the air.
Yeah. What about the kids' asthma? They get asthma?
I haven't been in a boat, buddy.
No, I mean up here. Like I'm getting it in the city.
Well, you
little bit
walk
more.
up a big flight of stairs, so that's why.
No. I mean, so like other people are getting it.
I don't know.
I thought we said, oh, I thought you said when that lady was coughing earlier.
She could have.
And then you guys were talking when I asked you if that's red tide. Let me see. Okay, make it stop.
That was gonna be it.
Where are they at, man? Dude. This is a strange world, man. You know? I mean the politics, you know what I mean?
Politics.
This is like this going back to, you know, it's going back to like, it's funny. I get more of those guys. Motherfucker.
I asked, I think about another 20 minutes. Should be wrapped up. Think so? Okay. Just got a couple things that got me. Yeah, she did.
Jesus, man. Hey, so how's it going with your thing? That is the Jim Crow laws, you know. Well, so who was that guy? Miss Cummings, who was that guy?
I don't know.
Oh, wait, come on.
That was so nothing, I guess, right?
Hold on, she's gotta get back to the.
What?
Back to the job. The one in the back.
The woman that she's claiming shows up in our parking lot. She
Oh,
knows
okay.
she's here.
Yeah. She left.
She left because they called the cops on her.
Okay. You want her what? You want her?
Yes, but apparently this woman has tried killing her 3 other times. So now it's apparent because she showed up here on site and was circling.
Why don't we talk about it in the back? Is that okay? Rather than being, especially if we're talking about someone else.
You're not very good at politics. You know, you could have a lot more friends, you
Oh, are you
know?
good? Yes, sir.
Really, you know? Jeez, man.
Hey, Luke.
That was funny.
I'm not like over a gallon already. Okay.
So,
Is it up here?
No, actually it's not. I just know after the break I'm gonna come back in, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm just chewing up.
yeah, man. So what'd she say? Someone is trying to kill someone?
No.
One of those people over there, they,
Taken out of context.
or she, oh, okay.
Close that.
Oh, man, come on.
You
I don't
need
know.
access back here, so
I don't know.
You need access.
Jeez, you know. God. Ridiculous.
Chief says no.
Yeah.
So that's the chief right there? Or, oh, that's cool.
petition. Item 9G is follow waivers for city management. G1 is hurricane.
Yeah, man.
Go in a minute. Right, go on. He won. He's going downstairs real quick.
Fire chief, emergency director. Couple updates for hurricane recovery. I'm still busy. I work with a number of things. Tomorrow we have a kickoff meeting with our representatives that have been nominated and accepted to facilitate those roles on the recovery task force. And then next Friday, myself and the mayor, if you want to speak more to the recovery task force, for the second meeting there, that will be looking at other things from hazard mitigation, DTR, funding and a number of things to make our community continue to recover from hurricane. The great finance, so they're
Yeah, the hurricane task force, like Chief Lance said, I'll be attending that next meeting, so.
What a night, huh? I know, yeah. So, is that, what's the deal with your badge? You got it gold plated? Is that because you're the chief, or do you just?
Is it because of it?
Yeah, or like why is yours gold plated?
Supervisor gets a gold badge.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that so? Yeah, excellent. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm doing pretty good. This is what I wanted in a meeting, you know. I mean, this is what I want. This is why I'm frustrated. That's why I even got into this stuff, the police stuff. I'm good. I can roll the police, man. I would just take it down, man. Like, well, you know, like the police auditing thing. It didn't start out that way, you know. But you guys are cool, Cape Coral, like, you know.
You gotta email me? Somebody emailed me and said.
No.
Oh,
I got my phone dialed 911 on its own a couple of days ago, and then the Cape Coral police came to my garage.
oh, okay.
So I did a video, but that's just.
Where'd you say, Dorchester? Is that where you're from?
Oh, hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you down to watch the
But I do this. See, I'm from Boston, so I get issues. I used to live in the Fenway. It's expensive there and stuff. And then every little police thing, every junior police, every. I had to deal with a lot of stuff there. You know, all the.
You did?
Yeah, I did. You know, I put out, you know, I had a sign on my window that says Boston Police Rape Kids, you know, for years. And then Pat Rhodes got arrested right out of my thing out of C11. They have corruption in there. And another one got arrested. It's a long story. It's complicated how the corruption works. And like now it's in place. It is they work it. Their stuff's still solid there. They have the bedroom communities down. I figured that out at the end, Norfolk County. And you know that cop that got arrested from the Port Authority a few months ago, 6 months ago, right? He had retired from Quincy Police. Quincy's right south of Boston. So he worked at the Port Authority, and he got in trouble for the internet child grooming thing with a bunch of other people. But there's a typical thing, and yeah. So I've been heavily into the so-called Black Lives Matter thing or something, but it's all a scam, man. I walk out my door and there's, you know, fentanyl. You know, got on a few blocks, and it's all undercover police, and you don't have them here yet. You don't have them, even in Fort Myers. They're gonna start. I'm wondering. I caught them. I put them on fucking. Got Officer Maloney of you know Fort Myers Police, you know Officer Maloney.
I know someone.
He's been 3 years. Yeah, Maloney with 2 L's. Malone. Well, he's Malone. I call him Maloney.
Okay.
He's only been 3 years. He's busted, man. I put him on the internet.
I worked there 27 years ago.
Yeah, you guys are clean here.
Yeah.
And Cape Coral, you don't need to be dirty. You got all the structure. Really, it's the middle class housing. You know what I mean? Like it's like But yeah, I do the sheriff. The sheriff, that's it's crazy here. So that's why I'm a little stirred up, you know, because of the 911 thing. And usually I just lay off. It's like, you know, you guys are nothing going on here.
Yeah, we got good guys here.
But yeah.
All right. Well, I gotta get back to work, man.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Okay.
your evening.
All right, you too. That was funny, man.
Oh, you're set up for you. Yeah, sorry.
Take that motherfucker out, man. Wow.
mentioned that, Mr. Mason provided a, document, a document outlining company inspections.
Damn, man.
Needs to be completed, and, I will tell you that there's more that needs to be completed than ones that are actually been completed. I did pass that information along to Congressman Donald's office, requesting more FEMA inspector assistance. Haven't heard back yet, but, I did, have some information along. Councilmember Stein.
Thank you. I know one of the, focuses, if it was to get a FEMA inspector out to the yacht club so we could remove the buildings that were there. But and I know that manager is doing what he can to maybe increase the emphasis or priority on that. One of the questions that that we get kind of regularly is there no way that we can somehow provide for a safe access to the beach area for people to have maybe some temporary parking or some ability to use the beach facility until we have permanent, is that on the radar at all?
It's well, the yacht club is definitely on the radar. As a matter of fact, we just talked about it on Tuesday at our regular weekly meeting with FEMA. And part of that is they're number 3 on the list on the priority right now. We expect that something will be done in the next year or two.
And in particular, what I was saying is something on the radar as far as having some type of temporary parking and temporary access for people to be able to use the beach.
I don't think we've cleaned the beach yet. So there's 2 things that need to be done as far as the beach is concerned. One, I believe we need to clean it as well as, add sand to it. Part of that is to get the inspectors out there to ensure that, what we're adding and what we say we're going to add and what used to be, et cetera, is in order to obtain funding from FEMA, there's a lot you have to go through in order to get there. And so at this point, I don't think we've cleaned the beach. And number 2, we still have to add sand to the beach for it to be usable. And number 3, we're going to be tearing down the bathrooms out there. And so just having access to the beach, there's going to be basically, the only place they'll be able to go, I think, is the restaurant. And that opens up, I think, end of this month, Mike? Or later, I'm not sure.
April, middle to end of April.
Okay, middle of April. So there's a little time here before that gets taken care of. Plus, when we're out there demoing the properties, I'm not sure we're going to want people out there on the beach at that time either.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Sabian.
Yeah, I'd like to just follow up on that discussion. So at this time, there are no plans to reopen the beach. Currently, right now, the beach has been fenced off from access. We are working with the boathouse to provide parking for when they eventually reopen. It's looking like in the middle of next month, with the state. The interior portion that has the Rotino Center, the ballroom, will have fencing around it. The beach is fenced off currently right now, and is planning on remaining closed. We have vessel removal companies utilizing the beach to bring up the sunken vessels, and that activity, is a heavy equipment construction activity. They have excavators, they have ropes and barges. So in addition to the erosion that occurred around the restrooms that need to be demolished, there's rebar, there's electrical wires. The beach is just not safe to be enjoyed by our residents. The playground was destroyed. The pier, we have not sifted any sand. We have not cleared in the water. It's just not an opportunity to reopen the beach at this time. So I understand your question. I just want to be very clear for the residents who eventually will be able to make it down there for the restaurant, not have the expectation that the beach will be open at that time.
Okay, Councilmember Sharp.
Yeah, just one thing I wanted to mention to the city manager. With the reason I'm bringing that up is, what I'm afraid of is that people will go to the restaurant and attempt to walk on the beach or attempt to go to places that they're not allowed to be. I haven't seen the fencing or anything like that, but I just know people are creative. I was just gonna say, maybe we should look into posting the no trespassing signs, because in case the police have to do their job. I've learned that from being a landowner that you can't enforce it unless you have so many of these signs spaced properly and things like that.
At the current time, the plan is to have signage that indicates the beach is closed. We have not contemplated the possibility or the likelihood of trespassing on residents, as you know, that as a whole other set of steps involved. We do have residents right now that are actively trying to do exactly what you said. People are trying to walk around the fencing. This past weekend, we had a group of jet skiers pull up on the beach, and we had to deploy our creator to tell them that the beach is closed. The plan in place right now is to have signs that indicate that the beach is closed and off limits, unsafe. Try to, advertise that from a liability perspective. I think if we got to a point where we needed to put no trespassing signs, we would notify council, because ultimately, if we do end up begin doing that, then, that's a matter that would rise to a whole another level for the residents involved.
And the only reason I brought it up is I've witnessed situations where people have entered properties with no trespassing and then got hurt and literally won the lawsuit because the lawyer said the property wasn't posted correctly. So I'm just looking out for the city. Plus, I don't want anybody to get hurt. I mean, everybody just listens and reads the sign and does what's right.